Hello, everyone. It is beautiful Friday again. My favorite, second favorite day of the week. Saturday's number one. Welcome back to Entertainment Buzz. I'm your host, Jenny Rosario de Casiano. And of course, we have a super fun guest today. I know many of you have seen her on TV and in print ads. She's a beautiful commercial and film and television actress. And of course, a gorgeous lifestyle model. Let's welcome Diana Lovell. Hey,
Hey,
Diana.
you look beautiful too today.
Thank you. I love that. Is that a sweater, blouse? What is that? That's gorgeous.
So I got it on Amazon. I've been Amazon shopping during COVID, so I'm finding
Oh, you know what? So have I.
there's good deals on there. I mean, sometimes the quality I don't know, but
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like a hit or a miss, right? Yeah.
This-
Well, yeah, that one's a hit. I like it. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for inviting me on. I'm doing good. Even with all this going on, I'm still kind of trying to keep my natural flow of things going, working out, going out to the beach sometimes, making sure the kids get their work done because they have some work in the summer. I'm trying to keep
Right.
it, you know.
I know it's been crazy. Our whole industry is just, like many others, we got hit really hard. So everyone's trying to be creative in their own ways during this downtime, I guess.
Yeah, find everything.
So, where are you right now? Are you in Florida? Are you in Georgia? Because I know you're like all over the place.
I know, right? I was in Georgia 2 weeks before the lockdown. And when I found out there was going to be a lockdown, I came back because
Oh,
the kids were here and I was going back and forth. I'm like, let me stay with the kids because we didn't know what was going to happen.
right. Yeah, that's scary. Jeez. Well, hopefully this will pass soon and you can get back over there. Are you still doing any back and forth at all right now during this?
No, I haven't been there since March. And I'm used to going there every week. I was driving every week. So this is like, I'm just still.
Yeah, you've been a road warrior, right?
Yes, and I love it though.
You're going to have to tell us more about that later because I know, when I meet people that are interested in acting, they have so many questions. And that's one of the questions. Even if they don't want to be actors, they're just curious to know how we manage our careers. And that's a question that comes up a lot is like, how do you work in Georgia if you live in Florida? And how does that look,
Yeah.
So, Diana, you're an actress. You do commercial work, film, television, and of course, you're beautiful, so you also model. So, tell us, like, how did your career start? Did you just wake up one day and say, I want to be an actor? How did that occur?
Well, it's funny how the TV and film part started, the commercial started everything. Because when I was young, my father was a singer. So
Oh,
a Cape Verdean singer because I'm Cape Verdean. So he sang everywhere, had a band. So all my life I loved music. I thought I was going to be a singer. I thought I sang everywhere. We sang in church. I sang in we had Cape Verdean Association festivals. I used to sing the national anthem all the time. I thought I was Mary J. Blige.
what? I have not heard you sing the national anthem.
Yeah. But I haven't sang it in so long. But I mean, I thought I was going to be a singer.
Wow.
But then life turned, a little course. I got a job in New York, and then I met my ex-husband, and then, I had kids. I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to be a singer. I was fine. I was just fine with it. I was just, put everything into the kids. And then, that happened. We moved to Florida. And after both of the kids were born, do you remember Barnhill's, that all-you-can-eat restaurant?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It was an all-you-can-eat restaurant in Apopka, and I used to go there every Saturday with the kids. So a woman came up to me, and she was like, "Oh, you should be an actress." I'm like, "This is a scam," because when people tell you you got those scams, telemarketers.
Yes.
I was like, first I had a dessert in my hand with ice cream full to the top, and I had at the table, and I'm like, what kind of scam, But anyway, I was like, just in case it's not a scam, let me take it, right?
Right.
Information, and then she told me that okay, I can help you because in Florida, especially Orlando, it's a big commercial market. And I never heard of that. I didn't even think about commercials. I never even, we don't think of that. We don't know.
Right,
So
exactly.
yeah, so she gave me her information. She said, I want to get your pictures taken. I have clothes, everything. I'll set it all up and get you a comp card. I didn't even know what a comp card was
Wow.
during comp card times, was
Exactly. Yeah.
so I'm like, what is that? So we just set up the date. I went over there. When I went to her house, she had a photographer. She had everything set up, like clothes, racks of clothes in her house, in her living room. And we took headshots and she showed me how to pose and everything. So once we did that, like I went home, everything was done. She told me the pictures were finished. And I forgot if back then she emailed them to me or she gave me all the shots. I think she sent me all the shots. I picked the ones I liked. She put them on a comp card herself and sent me a template of a letter of what to send to the agents. And I did. I got 7 agents right away. She never charged me anything. She did
Oh,
this for free. It's like an angel came into my life.
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Sounds like this like entertainment fairy godmother just like appeared.
yes, that's what she was. She just did it. I asked her if she wanted to get money. She's like, no, I just feel like you would do good in this industry. That's it. And I got 7 agents, and then right away, I had, all the agents here. I was setting auditions. I got direct books, and then I met other actors that were teaching me how to, slate, because I didn't even know what that was, and auditioning the right way. They're like, don't talk about the product when you go, and they ask you what your hobby is, and it's Disney. Like, oh, it's Disney.
Of course.
So they were teaching me how to slate properly, and I just feel like this career was meant to happen because I started working right away, and that led to TV and film. But first, I was doing commercials for about 5-6 years straight.
That's so amazing. I mean, that is so unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
You just never hear about that. I try to be that kind of person to people that approach me and ask me for help. They say their niece, daughter, or whomever wants to get into the industry, and I just really try to help them start off the right way, because most actors do not have these fairy godmothers just appear and show them what to do.
It's true.
we have to like, I actually started in New York, and I fell for so many scams. Like you said, there's so many con artists out there,
Yeah.
So that's so cool. Do you keep in touch with her still?
No, it's like she disappeared. Her number changed. I remember her name, Elena. I know her name was Elena.
And Elena, where are you?
I have to say thank you. You changed my life. She changed my life. She literally changed my life because
that's amazing.
Yeah, right during that time, then the economy went down. Remember the real estate, but commercials never stopped. So I was okay. Like, because
what a blessing.
It is a blessing.
Yeah, it was meant to be. I mean, you have such a great career. You're just nonstop working, traveling, popping up everywhere from
you too.
One side of the coast to the other.
I love it. We love this.
I know, I do. I love it. It's such a unique industry.
Mm-hmm.
I somewhat grew up in it because my stepdad is, or was, and still is. That's a long story, but he was a magician. So I grew up in a very unique environment, let's say. My mom was a stylist and my stepdad was a magician. So I grew up with like stray jackets hanging around the house and doves flying around and like disappearing act boxes and all kinds of weird things.
I didn't know that. That's fun.
Yeah, so cool. And then we traveled, and he belonged to like this really fancy circus, kind of like Cirque du Soleil.
Oh,
it's very similar, but it was a dinner. It was like a dinner theater, just really glamorous, beautiful, and that was based out in Europe, in Germany. And so I grew up around actors, but they were more like theater actors, actors, acrobats, musicians, opera singers. And I had no intention of being an actor. I wanted to be a doctor. So I was like pretty dry cut and, more into science. But I always found everybody so fascinating. And it just so happened that I ended up in this industry. I guess it was meant to be also.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
That's nice.
that's why like nothing ever phases me, I mean,
Mhm.
I've had people say, "Oh, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't know how you were going to react." I'm like, "Listen, there is like nothing that will phase me, okay? Like, you do not know my life story."
Right? If only they knew. If only they knew how much we have behind us. They don't know. I didn't know that. That's so interesting. Did you learn any tricks?
I did
Ah,
because I was the daughter, so he let me in on some of the tricks. But sometimes I would tell him not to tell me because I loved, the illusion of it. I was like, "No, don't ruin
you have to show me some.
it." So I never did them, but he kind of like let me in on some of the secrets. And it
Aw,
was really cool because my mom, at one point, she was like his assistant.
okay.
So they were so cute. They were doing magic acts together on stage. It was so cute.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, so I have a heart for anybody in the entertainment industry because I know you guys or us and just have such great stories. Everybody's story is so unique and very colorful personalities.
You have to be a people person in this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
So you mentioned that you came from Cape Verde?
Yeah, Cape Verde. My parents were actually born there. It's on the west coast of Africa, so it's like half Portuguese, half African, a little bit of Dutch,
Wow.
a bit of a lot of things. Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you get your exotic look from. But you weren't born there, right? You were born here?
Yeah, I was born here. I was born in Massachusetts, Brockton, Massachusetts.
Okay, okay. Do you ever go back to the island?
No, I want to. My brother went. I was jealous, but I want to go back after this is over. If right now the ticket's probably $12, but I
Right. Yeah, exactly.
can't go.
$12 and nobody wants to go.
Nobody wants to go. It hurts.
Right, right. You know what? I keep hearing, everybody's afraid to fly, but because nobody's flying is probably the safest time to fly. You
Probably.
know what I mean?
I know some people that are flying. One of my friends, I saw him at the gym yesterday. Actually, he said he got a ticket to Puerto Rico for $37 one way.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this
That's
is
incredible.
September.
Yeah, who knows? It probably is a better time to fly than usual because
Mhm.
the capacity is so much lower now.
True.
So we're going to take a look at your demo reel that
Okay.
gives us a couple clips. I mean, this doesn't even scratch the surface of the amount of work that you've done, but we would have to be here like all month instead of an hour. So, so let's take a look at Diana in action.
Cool.
He was upset about the radio thing, and he'd been depressed for a while. I tried to get him to see a therapist, but he didn't want the people at his job or Amber to know how bad off he was.
Ms. Cole, do you believe Mr. Whelan was depressed and suicidal even before your affair was exposed on the radio?
Given everything I know now, yes.
My name's Karen. And yours?
Greg Blackman.
So I see your number's 8. You have to excuse me, I've never done this before.
Oh, no problem, sweetheart.
So, what do you do?
Like work? Like where I work? Like my job?
Yes.
I don't work. I'm a ladies' man. My woman take care of me. It's like an investment. You invest your time in me, and you reap the benefits at the end.
Oh my gosh, I hope you went next.
That was a fun little job. That was fun. That was actually a web series I did called Miserably Single. That was years ago, and the first clip was from a show called Reckless. It was my first booking ever on a TV show like that.
Really?
Yes, I was
Miserably Single? That's what it was called?
That was the web series. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, what a funny title.
just a bunch of funny single women just playing around, making jokes about dating, and it was good. It was fun. It was
That
nice.
sounds like fun. I could see why you would be miserable single if you were meeting guys like that all the time. That was pretty bad.
Yes.
Work? I don't work.
Okay, well, bye.
Oh my gosh. And then what about the scene where you were on the stand in the courtroom? What project was that?
That one's called Reckless. That was on CBS. That one was the first like TV booking ever. And when my agent called me, I like had a heart attack. I couldn't even breathe. I was like, we audition a lot. We get a lot of auditions. We never know what happens to it. Well, we know because we don't book them. And then when you do book them, it's like you won the lottery every single time.
Exactly. I know. It's such a humbling career, right?
It is. It is.
You know, I never like people's perspective of actors is really, it's not accurate for the most part, because I think a lot of the times people think that actors, and I'm sure, I mean, obviously there are actors that are snobby and whatnot, especially, you know, the higher up actors at some point can act like that. But for the most part, it's just, that's not the reality. Well, actors are one of the most humble groups of people that I've ever met.
They really are. I mean, because no one really knows what happens behind the scenes. I mean,
right.
It's a lot of work, a lot of driving, a lot of, not so much no's, just you go and you don't know what happened, you know, and then if you don't book it, obviously it's a no. So you keep going. We keep trying, we keep driving, we keep taking acting class, we keep auditioning. I mean, I can't even say how many auditions that I do before I book one, you know, but I have to keep count of that, because if you do, you'll just get let down, put down. To me, it's like, and we learn as the longer we do this, is if you're right for the role, then you're right for the role. If you don't get it, it just wasn't for you. It could be because the husband that they were supposed to pair you with was shorter than you. It's
right.
Personal, you know, like we have to learn that. But we have thick skin. We go through a lot. Like anybody that I know that's an actor has struggled. We have all struggled.
Yes.
That's like creating a bond. Yeah.
And we sacrifice a lot.
A lot. A lot.
Well, we're going to come back with more about this amazing career in just a moment. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Diana Lovell.
All this time we fought side by side. We trained together. We lost together. And now, you're the only one standing in my way. It's been a while, old friend.
We're back with Diana Lovell, and we just started talking about some of the challenges that actors go through in the entertainment industry and sacrifices and all of that comes with this amazing career. Yeah. Diana, tell us, what would you say were some of your biggest struggles getting into this industry, or that you might still encounter?
Some of my biggest struggles were in the beginning when the economy was kind of, you know, going left for everyone. The industry kept going. We still had auditions. I was still working, but it still wasn't enough to, you know, to be lucrative, you know. Right. And I didn't get a second job, but I still did acting. I still continued my acting classes and still being a single mom at the same time. Like that, juggling that, and I got used to it, but that first few months and 6 months to a year, that was a struggle. Right. But because I knew, especially, and you know this too, being a single mom, we don't give up. Like, we don't give up. Once we have our money, right, you know, and we do it for our kids. Like, we do it because we want them to see a successful mother. We do it because we don't want to give up so they don't see someone giving up, you know? So absolutely. I made it work. It was a struggle. And sometimes you know, when no one had money, I didn't have money either. We were all like struggling. I used my money for acting classes. and I still took acting classes during that time. And it was a struggle. That was, I think, 2006, right? 2007.
Right.
But that was the biggest struggle for me back then.
Well, I can relate to that. I was a single mom for 13 years. And a good portion of that was while working in this industry. But, I worked in production before acting. And so that was a whole another side of it as well. Also, very challenging lifestyle. But, like you said, it's so hard to juggle. And then this career's so unpredictable. So there's like, it's one thing to juggle being a single mom and having a 9-to-5 job, and you have that sense of security. That's what you do every day. Your schedule. But when you're an actor, I mean, we're on call. You're basically on call 24/7. So how did you manage being a single mom and like having to change your schedule the next day, like just knowing the night before? Because that crazy.
Yeah, that was tough. And my kids were small. I had to make sure, like, if I had an audition, I would call, I have an aunt here, my ex-husband's family's here. So I would call them and set things up. Like, can you please pick up the kids? Or I would ask my agents to get my auditions between a certain time because, I had to pick them up from school and drop them off and then pick them up. So I had to make sure it would fit. And it always seemed to work. It always seemed to fit. Something always happened that it just worked out. But the stress of thinking about setting it all up, that was a little stressful, but it always helped. Yeah.
Right. Well, on the upside, even though we spend a lot of time, just on call and having to make last minute adjustments all the time, it does also give us a lot of flexibility as well. Because like you said, if you have an audition or even a couple auditions in the day, it doesn't take up the whole day. So it does give us, I think, more flexibility with the kids as far as spending quality time with them. Because your main job is auditioning, and then the cherry on top is getting a booking, and then you're on set all day. So
exactly, and that's the best. Because really, if you as a single mom, if you have to work a 9-to-5 job and you have to pick your kids up and drop them off, how is that going to work?
Yeah, I think that's a lot harder. So I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, how do you deal with your schedule?" I'm like, "Well, how do you deal with your schedule?"
Yeah,
I think it definitely comes with its challenges. It's hard to plan, and you do need those people on standby to help support you, during the times that you're not home and taking care of the kids. But like I said, you have a lot more free time also to be available for them.
You do.
Because our world starts at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So driving the kids to school is no problem.
That's true. That's easy now.
Yeah. Those are all on audition days. Let me clarify that. Audition days start at 10 a.m. However, shooting days, forget it. We could be on set at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's when it really gets challenging.
Yes. We always
or those overnight shoots.
Oh man, those.
My first job ever was an overnight shoot.
Oh, that was your first job? Oh,
my first job. Yeah, it was on a movie called Woo with Jada Pinkett and Tommy Davidson.
Movie, you were in that? Now I gotta go find your scene.
I was. I don't think you'll see me though. I was an extra in New York. It was my first time on set. I had just gotten like the headshots and the comp cards, and I signed up with his agent, and he gave me a voucher. Back then, they would like write you a voucher, and he's like, "Here, show up on this set, at 7 o'clock at night." And I'm like, well, "Isn't that the end of the workday?" He's like, "Oh no, that's the start of your workday. It's an overnight shoot." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
At least you got the toughest part right away out of the way.
Right. Yeah, right out of the gates. They just threw me into the night shoots. That was crazy.
I remember that movie too.
It was a cute movie. I was actually in this tent. It was shot. The scene that I did was in Washington Square Park, and they were having like a salsa party in the park.
Okay.
And so the whole park was decorated beautifully with lights, and they had the salsa music going and tents. It was so cool. And my magician stepdad actually lived down the street. He had a studio down the street. It was so cool. But I was in a tent alone with Jada Pinkett. We were literally like standing right next to each other. It was my first time on set, so I was a nervous wreck. I was 19. I'm giving my age away, but I was 19.
Aww.
And she was so cute.
So cute.
But she was focused. She was like laser focused. And I was standing there thinking, is she like not friendly, or is she just focused, And I was a kid, so of course I was like, talk to me, lady, you're Jada Pinkett. And so I was like, I wanted her to talk to me, but I had some sense, and I said, no, she's focused. She's about to walk out of this tent into a scene. Everybody's waiting for her. So I didn't interrupt her at all. I was super respectful, and she was awesome.
I love her too.
Yeah, she's so beautiful. And so let's see. We talked about being a single mom. That's, being an actor, not being an actor, that's just a challenge and a blessing in its own way, because that's a unique relationship. We actually have a picture here of your daughters. Let's take a look at that. Oh, look how cute. They're so beautiful. And I've met them a couple times. Such sweet girls.
They are. I am blessed. Like, I am blessed with these kids. Like, I can't even. Everything I wanted from them, they do more. Like, if they get a A- in a class, they want to retake the class to get.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow. They listen to everything that I said growing up. Well, I would talk to them, right? Like, hey, if this happens, you can choose this way or this way, but this might happen or
Right.
this might happen. So they really listen. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to listen. I hope they do.
Yeah.
But I've been blessed.
That's good. They're saving themselves a lot of heartache.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, they do.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. You're an amazing mom and actress. You've been very successful at both.
Thank you.
And so we are going to cut to a commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about how you juggle working in multiple states.
Okay.
Because I said we have to come back to that question, because everybody is so curious about that. Even actors that work in one state, they want to know how they can expand into other states. And it seems like you got that down, girl. Okay, so let's take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
Okay, we're back with Diana Lovell. Girl, tell us, how do you do it? How do you manage bouncing around the country the way you do?
Well, the good thing is, my children's father lives really close to my house. So whenever I have to travel, he has the kids. But now they're old enough to stay home alone. But before, when they were younger, I used to just drop them off, and then I used to. But I have an agent up there, and my agent knows. And because, I'm an actress full time, so I have a lot of free time. So if I'm free and they ask me to go to Atlanta tomorrow, I'm going to just go. And
wow.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll fly, but really I find for me, driving brings me peace. Like, I don't mind that 6-hour drive. I will drive. I'll make all my phone calls, relax, listen to music. Sometimes I don't listen to music at all, but I don't have a problem driving when they need me for a callback, for an initial audition. Most of our auditions now anyways are about 90-95% getting put on tape, doing auditions on tape. And, we email it to our agent. And then sometimes we can just get direct book right off that, or we get a call back and we have to show up. So my agent in Atlanta knows that I have no problem driving whenever they need me. And that's really imperative when it comes to being an actress, because if you want to work in multiple states, because getting up and going is part of booking the job if they need you, you know. And I also have a lot of friends out there that have homes that I don't have to really pay if I have to stay there. I've been blessed that way too. So as long as your agent knows that you're willing to drive at the drop of a hat, it's not that hard to, to go to work in multiple states. But sometimes it's not easy, if you have smaller kids or if you have a regular job here. But if you're an actress full time and you have that time to go, then agents will pick you up if they know you can go.
Right. Oh, that's amazing. I know that's probably the deal breaker for a lot of people trying to work in different states. I guess it would be different if they had like a week's notice. But like 24 hours notice, that's a tough one.
It's so funny. So this is what happened to me last January. So I had an audition in Atlanta, and I had an audition. It was 1 week I had an audition. I went. It was actually in North Carolina from my Atlanta agent. So I had to drive to North Carolina, and I drove back to Florida. Right, same day.
Oh my goodness, same day.
Same day.
Wow.
In the morning, went to my audition for a commercial, SAG commercial, came back. Then when I got home, they called me and said I had a call back for a TV and film audition in Atlanta.
Oh gosh.
So I drove to Atlanta the day I got back. I just waited a few hours and then drove to Atlanta, did my audition the next morning, came back. I came back. As soon as I got my driveway, they called me and said I had a call back for the commercial in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So, but they said that call back was going to be in Atlanta. So I was like, I got to drive back to Atlanta. And I was like, this is 3 times. I've been driving for days, right?
Wow.
I booked it, SAG National, Toyota.
Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, it paid itself off.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the type of dedication you have to have. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm happy-go-lucky when I find that. I mean, it's going to be times that you're like, wow, I have to, but this is the career that and I know that it's not an easy road. I know it's not. Nothing that you want that is going to be great is going to be easy.
Right. It's so true. Mm-hmm. Very, very true. And I know that you teach some classes too, don't you? You teach over at the Maley School?
Yes. Yep. I teach at the Maley School, and I love Debbie.
Debbie's amazing. Hi, Debbie.
Debbie.
Over at the Maley School in Winter Park.
I love that school. Yeah. Anytime she needs me, when someone doesn't come in, I'm kind of like a substitute. If I'm here, I'll always go up there and teach. And I love teaching. I feel like I know so much, and you know how we teach and we give them our little tidbits of.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best part, to be a working actor while teaching, because you're able to share with them, real life happenings, like real life expectations and solutions. And that's the best part. I mean, obviously you're not available as often as people would like you to be because you're a working actor, but you have just such a wealth of knowledge to share.
Yeah.
And you're such a go-getter. I really admire that about you.
Thank you.
And of course, you said your daughters, like, they strive not for A-, they want that A+. And I think seeing you hustle the way you do, I mean, first of all, this business is very anal. Like,
yes.
Like you said, like everything, it's like a puzzle. Everything has to fit so perfectly together. And we have to strive for perfection, really. And so watching you, just be so dedicated to your career and just do what it takes to be successful and to be a provider, I'm sure that dictated their mindset, of striving for excellence. So again, congratulations to you for that. There's so many rewards that have come along with your hard work.
Thank you. I know I feel like that too. They always tell me, Mom, we grow up, I want to be just like you.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So you're a great role model to them. Who's your role model?
My parents, both of my parents, which are still alive, thank God. I love them so much. My mother calls me every day to remind me not to leave the house. I'm like, okay, Mom, I'm not going to leave the house. But
To remind you to not what?
leave the house.
Oh.
Like, don't leave the house. I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, I'm at the gym. I'm like, I'm not going to.
Oh
If I
my
leave the house, I'm going to hear 95 minutes of COVID-19 stories. I don't want to hear it. Right?
Oh my goodness, how cute.
Work hard. I mean, my father was always a singer. They own so many properties in Massachusetts. I mean, have been since I was little. I mean, my mother, I mean, they own properties. They would buy houses, fix it up, rent them out. They have multiple properties. And I remember
nice.
too, my mother used to drag me to the homes, all these like multi-level, scrape all the paint herself. She would have all the workers there, but she'd be doing it too.
Yeah.
Right there, scraping and painting, and I would see them work hard for everything they have. And she would always say, every time you want something, you got to work for it. So I grew up seeing that, and they're very, very successful, very happy. They have everything they want. They're both healthy, and I think it's because they worked hard. It's because they kept their minds going and they accomplished all their goals, and they're still doing it now. That they're healthy and happy, and
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah, that's another career, real estate. You got to hustle in that career.
You do.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so everybody has a different definition of success. And everybody looks at you as a success, and you truly are in every way. But what personally does that mean to you, being successful?
Successful to me, I grew up very comfortable. So that part, I was always used to that. Like I never had to worry about that. So I always thought success to me was being happy with yourself and what you're doing and the decisions that you make for your life and the direction that you choose to take for the path of your life, So success to me is I feel successful because I chose a career that I love and it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't matter how much I drive back and forth to Atlanta. I feel like I have so many friends in this industry, so many people that look out for me. I look out for so many people. I'm doing something that I love. And when you do something you love, the money just comes. If you're happy with what you're doing and then you're working hard at it, that's success. So I feel like that's my definition of success, just being happy with what you're doing and working hard at it and believing that you can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. I love that. You have such a great mindset. And you hear that, young ladies out there listening? It's all about the mindset.
Mind is everything. If you have someone around you that doesn't believe in you, you have to let them go.
Right.
Like just as simple as that. Listen, you might not believe in yourself, and I'll try to help you believe in you, so you can see. But I believe in me to the core. I believe in all my friends to the core. And if I see them starting to get sad, I'm like, hey, do you know who you are? Like you need to get up and do what you're supposed to be doing. Like we got to believe in ourselves. Your mind is everything. If you don't, you can't let your mind go off even 10%.
Right.
No,
and that's a challenge. So that's basically like a daily exercise, right? A daily mental exercise.
Every day, you got to write in the journal every day, every morning. I stopped doing it for a little while, and I started back again. But I write down my goals, what I want, what I'm going to get. And when you write it, you should feel like you already have it. Like I already feel like I already have everything I want.
So what would you say is your biggest goal?
My biggest goal is to book a series regular on a TV show. Like that would be like my dream role. And then getting back into real estate and buying and selling properties too. But my biggest goal for TV and film is to book a series, like in a role that is probably close to my personality, so I can,
that would be nice, right? I think the most enjoyable characters that we watch are the ones that are actually playing characters that are similar to themselves.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of the acting out. And I mean, it's nothing like reality TV. Let's be clear about that. It's not
close. Not
but there are times when I've seen actors and I'm like, that has to be their personality. Like Adam Sandler, for example. Like I am such an Adam Sandler fan.
I love him.
Because he's so consistent and I never get bored of him. He's just hilarious.
Yeah.
And yeah, some people think, oh, you know, they should do different parts all the time. Well, the capability is there. But if you're just, you know, so entertaining as yourself, hey, go for it, right?
Exactly. Like being yourself. I mean, when you watch actors that are consistently themselves, I mean, there are character actors and actors that do different roles.
Yes.
And that's fine too. And, you know, but I feel like we are different actors when we go through different things.
Sure.
I'm somebody else when somebody treats me bad, or I'm somebody else if I'm sad and depressed.
Of course. Exactly.
Yes.
That's so true.
Yeah. So when you watch a show and you see a consistent actress, you feel like I know them from the other, like I know them. Like I'm hurt when they're hurt. Like
yes, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So as a commercial actor and film and TV, what would you say the difference is between the two? Because they're so different. Like even film and TV, but film and TV and commercial work are just like two different worlds, right?
Yeah. I kind of like to see it the simple way I like to put it is commercials is really about the product. We're props.
Right.
We're props, you know, like we're here to be like, hey, going to me is fun and I'm going to show you how fun. And you always have to be happy. You know, of course they have the funny commercials, but it's always light. It's always something that we just go there and we just are happy. It's about the product. We want to sell the product. And that's the main reason why we're there is to sell that product. TV and film, that's when you go inner to who you are and you put yourself in a role. And now it's not just about a product, it's about how you feel about everything going on around you and how other people feel that you're talking to. So it's totally different.
Right. Yes. It's a connection. It's a totally different connection that you make. Yeah, they're both so unique. I mean, they're both acting. They're both so much fun, but very unique in their own ways. Yeah. So we have a clip of you in a commercial.
Oh.
Let's take a look at Diana selling a product.
All right.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I don't get paid for another week.
Don't you just love surprises?
You know what? We can handle this.
You sure can. Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit checks.
That was a quick one.
Yeah, that was a little fast one. That
was cool. So that was I guess I saw it as like a film that Scott put together, or maybe it was like their collection of memories or something, because when I saw the original clip it was like super long. It was like a collage basically, and it was funny because I recognized so many faces in that commercial.
You know all of them, like
yeah, I was like, what? How come I'm not in that commercial?
Right.
I see everybody I know in that commercial.
You already know you're gonna be in the next one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you because you know you're such a positive person and you're such a hard worker and you're doing what it takes. So your TV show is coming.
Thank you.
It is coming, and you're gonna be a household name, girl, because you're like right there.
Thank you.
I mean, you've done so many films already. People know you, but everybody's gonna be like, Diana Lovell. Yep. I know her. I watched her last night. So we're going to cut to a real commercial break right now, and we'll be right back.
At Taco John's, you can expect one thing: so good. As in quality ingredients used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
Okay, we are back with Diana Lovell. Diana, I love your smile. You're so joyful.
Well, thank you. I love yours too. You
You're
are too.
welcome. Thank you.
You're like the most perfect teeth.
Oh, thank you. That I have to give credit to my mom.
Your mom, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mom. Mom is beautiful too. So I have, I was thinking of questions to ask you, and this one came up, and I thought it was the perfect question because it actually connects to like the beginning of when I met you. And I had heard of you because you're like, you're like famous. So So I'm like, well, when am I going to meet Diana? And I finally met you after knowing of you for a couple of years. And there was something that you really impressed upon me. So I want to know what you think of the expression paying it forward.
Paying it forward. Okay, I believe in karma, blessings, you get it back. And, you're not doing it for any reason but to help. I have been through so much in my life, like so much, and, sometimes we never ask for help because of our pride or,
right.
So, and we do it on our own and we're like, yeah, and it's hard. Sometimes you go up a certain way. It's hard to ask. And then you don't know what to ask. Like, what if they say no? I don't know. So I always just volunteer because I know some people really want to ask things or they need advice or they need something. So I just volunteer. I want to see everybody happy. I feel like no one should be sad. No one should walk around this earth wanting to achieve something and not achieve it. If they need advice, I'll give advice. If I see somebody that doesn't look so happy, I'm going to say something to make them cheer up a little bit because, life is too short and we should help everyone. If everyone helped everyone, we all would be just that much further along. So
I agree.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything in return. I just get my blessings because they come, but my heart always is just ready to help anyone, kids, adults, it doesn't matter because I know how it feels to be sad and depressed and struggling. And I just don't feel right knowing that someone needs something and they just walk away not getting something from me. So.
Well, I can vouch for you on that. And that's why I chose this question, because when I think of you, I think of a joyful person, a person that's very successful in their career. She's a great mom. But I see you as such a giving and caring person too. And, in this business, people can be very competitive, or let's just say they can be catty, right? Mm-hmm. And so they just kind of want to like hog all the secrets to themselves, and they're afraid to share their wisdom with others because they think they're going to advance more than them, or they're afraid of the extra competition. And I have to say that's very common in this industry. Mm-hmm. But you like you said earlier, like you're so confident in yourself that I've never seen you let that be a barrier. That's just like doesn't even exist. Like you're so quick to help people, and especially in this industry, like you're just so eager to refer somebody to a job, mm-hmm. without any fears of being replaced or feeling competitive. And that is a very rare quality. And yeah, let's just put it that way. It's a very rare quality that you're just always so open to share whatever it is that you know. Mm-hmm. And I feel the same way, and now I understand. I mean, you had this fairy godmother just drop in your life and like lead the path, And so it sounds like you do pay it forward in your life. And now I love that I can kind of connect to a beginning of your career with that story you just shared. Yeah. But, I feel the same way, and it's like you said earlier, if you're right for a part, then the part is going to be yours. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you always have to put your best foot forward, but there's really only so much control you have. I mean, you bring your best performance and that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Right? But at the end of the day, I think casting directors are very good at their jobs. And it's very rare. I have to say, it's very rare that I see a project and I go, oh, that's a horrible cast. You know, like that just.
Yeah, it hardly happens.
Yeah, hardly. I mean, once in a while, but it's very rare. And so I think, yeah, people are going to get the parts that they're meant to get. So why feel so intimidated by helping other people? It doesn't make sense to me. Exactly. So I just really wanted to bring that, to light, because not everybody gets to, meet you personally or experience your personality. They just see you as a person on TV. And, sometimes we're misjudged, like I mentioned earlier. They might think actors are self-absorbed and conceited or what have you, but most of them are not. They're just super humble and helpful people.
They are.
So what's that?
I said, you're like that too. And we have to stay that way, because that's what keeps us happy and positive in this industry.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely. And I love being around people like you. Like I have such a good circle of females around me, whether it's family or, work related, that have these great personalities. Like you said earlier, if they're not for you, then get them away from you, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't need those toxic people. So I'm happy to know you. Thank you. And so now that we established that we're not self-absorbed and conceited, let's talk about what self-love means to you.
Well, self-love is like, it kind of all encompasses the same thing, like keeping people away from you that's not positive, or toxic people away, and taking care of your body, your health, your family. I'm always reading manifestation books. I'm always praying. I'm always just doing things for inner me, and the older that I've been getting, which I'm still young. I'm just saying, as
older, you haven't aged ever.
Right. But especially during COVID, we've been sitting a little bit more still.
So, yeah.
Instead of thinking about work, I got to go to work, like we always do. Right. I'm sitting back and going, what is it that does drive me? Why am I this way? And I've been just like reading manifestation books, and I always do. I always go, I know this, I deserve this. Of course, God is the center of everything. And it's just like I don't know. I think self-love is just really knowing who you are, and whoever's around you, all of that works together. Like you have to have people around you that support you, that love you, that remind you, because we remind them,
right.
We remind them, so they got to remind us too. And then just reading a lot of more books, going out in nature, just really loving yourself and valuing yourself, because there's only one you.
Absolutely.
One you, and absolutely. You have a long life to live, and you want to be. I don't see one reason not to be happy every single day. Right.
And that's that attitude of gratitude that I love.
Gratitude. Yes. Mm-hmm. Every day.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So you touched on the topic of fitness, and I know COVID's like presented a challenge for all of us to exercise, but I know that fitness is like a really big part of your life, right?
Yes. I go to the gym about, 5 or 6 times a week.
Oh, you're putting me to shame.
Nice. Okay, so cut it out.
I used to work out a lot more, and I will again, which I started recently again, because like I entered COVID thinking I'm going to come out of this as a fitness model. Like I was exercising. And then, I don't know, COVID continued, and I was like, oh.
And like, this is going too long. Like, what is this?
Yes.
Your body is fine. You cut it out. Okay. You already know you are. But that's what I said too. I was like, you know what? But the gym, working out, weights and stuff. Like I know people like to work out outside and run and all. That's nice. I like that too. Like I'll do sprints outside. But I have so much energy. I have to lift weights. Like I have to. I have to let it out, you know, and if we're not working and driving or doing something, I'm like, I have to put it all in somewhere. So I go to the gym, and the gym that I go to is really, really clean. They take your temperature before you go in. You have to spray the machines before and after. People wear gloves. I mean, it's a really strict gym, so it's safe. But I have been working out like more than I ever have ever in my life. I have a six pack almost. If I didn't eat, you know, little sweets, you could probably see it.
Oh.
But I just feel like, you know, working out, it helps my mind too. It does. And then when you look good, you know how we are when we look good, we put on our clothes. Like, it fits right.
It feels, yeah.
Feels good. Then you feel good all day. You know, you got to take care of yourself that way, in and out. You have to.
Absolutely. I just bought a pickleball set.
Oh.
You have to come play pickleball one day. You know, it's like, it's a little easier than tennis. So I said, I learned about pickleball on a photo shoot.
You did see, that's how we learned.
You know, it's one of those crazy, like, it was a community, like a very active community, and it was like all day was full of sports. So it was basically like a sports shoot at a community. And they pulled out these little rackets and ball, and it was like on this miniature, it looked like a miniature tennis court. I was like, what is this? And it was pickleball, and we played pickleball for I don't know how long. It was a long time, and it was so much fun because you get to play with 4 people too if you want. It's just a little, I'll say a little bit easier than tennis, but it was just so much fun. So I haven't been going to the gym. My husband goes, but I've been kind of nervous because I'm an asthmatic. So I've been kind of staying out of the gym, but I'm like, I need to do something. And I love to be outdoors. So I bought a pickleball set.
Let's play. Teach me the rules.
Yeah. So we're going to cut to one more break, and we'll be back with Diana Lovell. We wanted to move back home to be closer to his family. We decided to go with pods because things were stressful enough.
We weren't sure how long we were going to need storage for, so we needed something that was flexible, and then they can deliver the container to wherever we move to.
We haven't found the perfect house yet, but we're still looking. We are back with Diana. Hey, girl.
Your voice, was that your voice on that?
Yeah, actually it was.
I know, it was like that. I know that voice.
my editor in my live editor in this year, you can see my little bump there.
Okay.
She's like, I wonder if Diana's gonna notice.
I know. I was like, that's Jenny. That's Jenny.
Yeah, we do it like for fun. Sometimes just to see if somebody notices.
Yeah. Good.
It was funny. So you were telling us about your fitness lifestyle.
Yes.
And you are starting a clothing line, aren't you?
Yes. That happened recently too, and I'm really excited about that. It's called Body Dynamic because dynamic is your ever changing, ever growing, getting better. And body, of course, it's body. Yeah.
There we go. We have your logo up there.
Mm-hmm. And it's really like high quality leggings for half the price. The highest we can't name. But because I'm looking at leggings as we're working out. You know, leggings are important. We know, they're comfortable, and then there are some that you buy, especially since I've been buying a lot of stuff on Amazon. You don't know the quality, and you get it and like, I can't work out in this. You bend down 1 second, it rips, like,
Yeah. Or they slide down and then make you look like a muffin top, even if you're not really a muffin top.
And you're like, how did I get a muffin top right up here? What is that? And then it goes down at the crotch area. It looks like MC Hammer.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Because your butt so tight, it turns into one. Like, I'm like, what is this? I hate this. So like, I can't. I gotta get some nice leggings, and they were so expensive, like $100, $90, like it's, and the good ones are like $60 to $100. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start a clothing line. I'm gonna start a fitness line, sports bras, nice ones, and leggings that are really high quality. And we ordered our first shipment. It's coming.
Nice.
Yeah. It's got the little logo on it. And
nice.
And the website, we're working on the website now. It's not up yet because it's really new and fresh. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna give you a pair of leggings. You can be one of our models.
Oh yes, I got to try them out. Definitely.
It's gonna look nice on you.
Thank you. So did you design them? Are you working with a designer? How's that working?
Well, these we designed these, but then I'm gonna design a whole nother, like this is simple ones, all one color, just real nice, high quality, really great. And they're simple. And then like the next phase is like gonna be totally different, even better than this. And we're actually working on that now with a designer in Miami. So
You got any butt lift designs?
There's every single one of them butt lift designs.
Got a waist cinch and butt lift.
High waisted cinch and butt.
Yeah. Yes.
You already know that's the pants.
We need those during COVID, you know, if you're not working out that much.
I know. Listen, you gotta squeeze that on and then make sure, you know.
Yep. I can't wear a faja under leggings, you know. The leggings have to be the faja.
It shows. I tried that. You can't eat. You can't breathe. Your face is
I know. Exactly.
I tried that so many times. It doesn't work.
You know, I even tried one of those waist cinchers one time under a swimsuit.
Oh no. Did it show?
It was so bad. Listen, unless it's black. If it's black, like a black swimsuit, one piece, you could get away with it. But otherwise, it just looks all crazy.
You don't even need that though. I don't know why. Why did you even try?
You know how it's because of the magazines. You see the magazines, and the girls have like a 5-inch waist. You're like, where are her organs?
They edit that.
I know. I know. I seen them do it to me one time. He's like, "Oh, Jenny, look." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, me too. I was like, "Look at that. How come you can't do that in life? I wish you could wake up in the morning, put on and edit yourself like."
Click, click.
Right? Let me say my waist is small today.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yep. Well, I can't wait till they come out. Keep us posted. Definitely want to try them. You know, I needed a pair the other day. Just throwing this out there. I was doing this photo shoot the other day, dealing with like food. You know, it was like really a hand modeling job, but they kind of saw, you know, my whole body, or at least my torso and up. And I'm standing at the counter, you know, handling all this food for the photos, but you see the blouse over my pants, and the pants were pretty flat, but they weren't like leggings, like seamless, you know. Mm-hmm. So we had to like put tape and try to, you know, pin that whole button area down with the tape so that it looks smoother. And of course they can fix that in Photoshop, but the more you can do in production, the less you have to do in post-production. So, girl, I needed your leggings that day.
You're going to have them soon. They come in next week. I'm going right to your house. I'm going to bring them. You're going to love it, too.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, Diana, before we go, I just want to give you the opportunity to give some words of encouragement to actors right now that are like feeling hopeless because, you know, industry shut down. They might be getting 1 audition a week. They might be getting 0 auditions a week. What words of hope can you give them before we let you go?
Well, I want to tell all you actors, my friends and family, because I know most of everyone, right? That like, don't give up ever. Like, take classes. You can take Zoom classes. This is our chance to like really relax, start watching every genre of TV show, because when the auditions do come and the shows do start shooting, they're going to shoot smaller productions and more productions, which means we're probably going to get a lot of work at the same time because they don't know when it's going to, you know, if the country might shut down again. So it's going to be a whole bunch of work right away. So I think we should just keep studying, watch TV, read books on acting, and really have hope, because even commercially, they still are making products. I just did a commercial for a boating company 2 days ago, and they said that the boating industry is like, I mean, completely, they can't even sell enough boats. They can't even manufacture enough boats because people are buying boats and yachts because they need to travel. They don't want to go out. So they're like, hey, let's just buy a boat. So manufacturing things, and they still need commercials. They need voiceovers, they need commercials. And TV and film is going to pick up again. I know a few productions in Atlanta that are shooting right now. So it's picking up. Like, don't lose hope. Just keep getting better. Go to the gym. Keep yourself fit. Study the shows. You know, keep yourself on point. Because when you do get the job, you don't want to get the job and mess up when you get there. You know what I mean? You want
to right.
You want to be on point. We got to stay on point. That's our job. To stay on point.
Good advice. Thank you so much. Yes. And when it comes back, that's going to be time for cha-ching, right? Awesome. Well, Diana, thank you so much for coming on the show. I had so much fun with you. I could talk to you for hours.
No, just call me after.
Yeah, right. Thank you for coming on, girl. We love you. And everybody out there who's watching, you want to keep up with Diana, check her out on Instagram. She's Diana_love_XO. And of course, you can go to her website at dianalovell.com. Keep up with her. She's an amazing actress, as you've seen.
Thank you. I love you guys. Thanks for inviting me too. I have fun.
You're so welcome. Thank you. We'll see you backstage, girl.
All right. See you backstage.
Thank you. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to Entertainment Buzz. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Diana's so personable. She has so many great stories. Just such a fun girl. And we'll be back next week with another great artist. Very interesting, dynamic person. His name is Alex Perez. You probably know who he is. He's a writer, director, choreographer, and now he is the founder of The Actors Channel. So if you check out The Actors Channel on YouTube, oh my goodness, you're going to find amazing videos about all things acting, okay? So we're going to be here right here on Entertainment Buzz next week, Friday at 1 o'clock with the amazing, talented Alex Perez. So make sure to follow us at FloridaNationalNews.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Florida National News. You can follow me on Instagram at Jenny Rosario08. And let's see, am I missing anything? There is something I wanted to say before we leave. If you take a look, can you see I'm wearing these really cool eyelashes today? And I had to share with you the product because, you know, first of all, I'm a gadget person. I just love playing with all kinds of gadgets, beauty products, kitchen products, anything that's functional and makes my life easier. And of course, I work in entertainment. So sometimes I have to wear eyelashes, right, to look more glamorous. But glue is such a nightmare to work with eyelashes. And the next, you know, I have like eyebrow lashes. It's crazy. So I found this product called Magnetic Eyeliner and Eyelashes. And it's made by Shine. So that's what I'm wearing right now. We have a picture as well of the kit. You can see it comes with 2 bottles of magnetic liquid eyeliner. And then there are 2, 4, 5 rows of different sized lashes. And then it's got the tweezer that helps you put the lashes on. And I have to tell you, I am in love with this product. You don't have to deal with glue. You can put the eyelashes on right onto the eyeliner because it's magnetic, so it sticks really well. You can adjust them. You can take them off, put them on. You can do it 10 times, and it still sticks, and it works great. And you can cut them to match the length of your eyes. They're very, very easy to use and very versatile. And let me tell you, I am just in love with these lashes. They're very comfortable. I can Friday. These are my glam eyes for Friday. So Friday, I wear these all day long. And then that's it. They go right back into my little box here. And I can't wait to wear them again next Friday. So thank you, Shine, for this brilliant invention. I am so happy. Everybody has to wear these. And guess what? They don't pull out your eyelashes when you take them off. That's the best part. So my own lashes stay attached. You can't get better than that. So check them out. I just had to say that today because when I find something that works, that's great. I just need to share. So gorgeous and flawless by Shine. There we go. Okay, everyone, have a blessed weekend. Thank you again for staying tuned. Hope you had fun. If you have any ideas for the show, send us messages. We're open to, to changing things up and getting creative. Okay, have a wonderful weekend. Stay blessed. If you're in Orlando, or I should say, let me correct that. If you're in Florida, be careful because we do have a tropical storm, potential hurricane this weekend. So get prepared. Have your emergency kit ready. Have your water ready. Stay safe and watch Florida National News online. We are a full spectrum network now. So we've got all kinds of shows airing. Okay, so check us out. Love you guys. Bye.